Okay class, today we'll be learning about statement of affairs. Now you see, you may have come across few questions which require to prepare the statement of affairs in incomplete records. Till now what we have learned is, we have learned how to calculate sales, how to calculate purchases, how to prepare income statement and how to prepare statement of financial position. Now this is a new terminology for you, which is statement of affairs. What exactly statement of affairs is? You see, statement of affairs is not part of financial statements, whereas statement of financial position is. There is a well described and defined format of statement of financial position, which was formerly known as balance sheet. But for statement of affairs, there is no such what do we call it, format. Now, what is the use of this statement of affairs? It is used to calculate capital on a set date. It is used to calculate capital on a set date. It can be prepared any time during the year, in the beginning of the year or at the end of the year. Okay, now without hitting around the bush, let's come straight towards the question. The question which we will be doing today is of November 2012 P22Q3. November 2012 P22Q3, and the title of the question is Leong. L-E-O-N-G, Leong. Okay. Now, how to do this? The question says that Leong commenced business on 1st October 2011 with a capital of 6,000. He has given you the opening capital. And then he says Leong has not maintained a full set of accounting records. The following information is available on 30th September 2012. Now he has given you closing balance. There is a whole list of closing balances which includes trade receivable, payable, inventory, expenses, prepaid expenses, deposits, motor van, and so on. And after that, what do we have is, we have additional information at 30th September 2012 that trade receivable includes sum of 500 which should be written off as bad debt, and interest on the bank deposit account is 100 had not been credited to the account by the bank. So that's the whole thing. That's the whole story. And the requirement is, now this requirement is for 10 marks, is that you have to prepare statement of affairs. So one thing is that you can simply prepare, you can simply enlist assets, you can write all assets, all liabilities, and you can subtract, you will get capital. But what I would request is that, because we are well familiar with the statement of financial position, so do not, do not try to learn a new thing. Just let's follow the same format, the same pattern as of statement of financial position. So what I am going to do is, I am simply going to draw two lines. That's it. Then I am going to write non-current assets, the dollar sign. Now the non-current assets I have is motor van. The value of motor van is 7,700. The value of motor van is 7,700. After that, what do I have? What I'm going to write? I'm going to write current assets. Now, in current assets, what do I have? I have trade receivables. But what I need to remember is that in additional information, he says that trade receivables of 500 will be subtracted because they are bad debt. So the value of trade receivable is 6,500, but out of these 6,500, 500 are the bad debts. So the final value would be 6,000. Then I have inventory. As it is on the closing date, so this is closing inventory. The value of inventory is 11,600. 11,600. After that, what do I have is, I have prepaid expenses. And the prepaid expenses are of 350. And then I have bank deposit. Now bank deposit is of 2,600. Now there are several treatments. As it says that $100 amount is still receivable from the bank, it is the interest. I can simply add it over here. I can mention it differently, or I can these are the two treatments. I can either add this in bank deposit, or I can mention it with other receivables or interest receivable. It is totally up to you how you want to do it. Plus 100, yes, 100, it would be 2700, or you can even add this in the prepaid expenses, although it won't be the prepaid expense. No, that won't sound right. Okay, anyhow, after that, what do we have? We have cash. What do we have? We have cash, and the value of cash is 50. 50. Okay, the balancing thing we'll do on the later part. Then what I need to do is I'll mention equity. What do I mention? I mention equity, and in equity what I'm going to write? I'm going to write capital, because that is the only figure which is unknown, which we need to find. This is the main essence of statement of affairs. After that, I'm going to write non-current liabilities, which is 7% bank loan, 7% bank loan, and that is 9,000. And then I'm going to write current liabilities, those are trade. Okay, now in current liabilities, what do we have is, we have trade payables, and the value of trade payables is 8100. The value of trade payables is 8100, and then I have other payables, and the value of other payables is 900. Now when I add them, what do I have? As I have 9,000, and then I add them. What do I get? Is I get 18,000. Oh, I'm not supposed to write it over here. Okay, now the total of these two is 18,000. Now what do we know is 28,400. Now what do we know is that our non-current assets and current assets should equal to I capital plus liabilities. Now I have all the liabilities, I have all the assets, so simply I'm going to calculate my capital. What I'll do, I'll subtract this 28,400 minus 18,000. What do I have? I have 10,400. So the equity or the capital is 10,400. That's it. With this help, with the help of statement of affairs, or this is how we prepare statement of affairs and calculate capital. Now the next part is for 4 marks. Generally this concept is tested for 1 mark in MCQ. Now what that concept exactly is, that is that opening capital plus profit minus drawing equals to closing capital. Now you see class, this is part C of the question, and this was part B. Now you see, opening capital is given in the question, profit you need to calculate, drawings are mentioned. Let us see that what is the amount of drawings. Yes, that's no drawings. So yes, drawings are mentioned. 8800, and the closing capital you have just calculated 10,400. What you need to do is, you need to calculate the profit. And as we have done the MCQs worksheet beforehand, so I hope that you would be able to calculate this. So what you need to do is, you need to calculate the capital, you need to calculate the profit, and mention that in the comment box. Thank you. Comment box in the Google Classroom. Thank you.